Hey everybody, welcome to Mixlife episode 37. We just hit 1K subs, so we're super stoked. I'm here with Adam and Concrete. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
I haven't even popped
Hola.
Oh wait, there it did. There we go. Let me pop it. I'm popping out the chat. I'm still like behind. So I'm a little behind today, guys. It's been a long holiday weekend. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Why is it doing that? Weird. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, dudes? Did you guys survive?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I managed to. We had the girlfriend's parents over for Thanksgiving, so I managed to cook the entire Thanksgiving nonsense thing. Nobody got food poisoning. So I figure I'm going to chalk it up as a win.
What happened to Shindo? Why is he talking like that in chat?
Shindo got hit in the head with something, I'm assuming.
Another head injury?
Yeah. Just some light brain damage.
All right. Well, that's normal. It happens with all that paint he huffs, probably.
He got too lit, fell down, and, there we go.
He's too lit. Yeah, it would be facial hair the show, but Adam had to make money. The rest of us are perfectly fine being poor.
Shout out to poverty.
And I bought this. I never had Reed's ginger beer. I've always had their ginger ale, but this ginger beer is fucking delicious. It's a promo shot right here. Reed's, give me your money.
That one's good. You can use Hangson ginger. Tastes like that a little bit. It's got
Flavor West gets pretty close. Flavor West ginger, maybe even closer because it's got that candy edge. Hangson's is pretty like straightforward, legit, like shredded ginger.
Yeah. Like they have those candies Reed's does too.
I eat those fucking candies like every day. They're
covered in sugar. Yeah, those are good.
So what's up? What have you guys been working on? Anything fun?
I made just for today Flavor watermelon, Flavor West razzleberry, sweetener with a little 27 bears.
27 bears. How are you liking it?
It's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't really. It adds. I'm just trying to like fill out the mix, kind of, and it doesn't get in the way too much.
Yeah, I know there's something you said about having like that cheap kind of weak filler. I use Lorenz watermelon for that all the time.
Right.
Because it's like a kind of, if you keep it under like 4%, it's kind of innocuous and it doesn't really like come through in a mix if it's a real heavy, strong mix or whatever. Just so you can push the depth or body, right? I use TPS strawberry the same way. Mostly because I can't taste strawberry. Other people probably taste strawberry when they vape my shit, but I can't taste the strawberry, so it's just like sweet filler.
Right, like a corn syrup almost.
Yeah,
exactly. Hibiscus.
Other than that, I've been weirdly enough, I've been on a bakery kick, and I'm usually not even into bakeries. But I just finished a bread pudding that is like 4 months late for the Mixers Club.
Just timely. That's what that is.
Right, so that's why you guys never get my submissions, because I'm 4 months behind on everything. I'd like done a tester for the bread pudding and it didn't end well, and so I like did another one, and then I tried it like last weekend, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually kind of good.
Well, that bread pudding shootout ended up being like 2 people.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah,
that I didn't get to participate, because I think if I had actually cracked down on that, I think I figured it out. So I cheated and I used banana bread, TPA banana nut bread, and then I just covered it up with a bunch of booze and maple syrup, and it totally worked. It covers up the weird banana, but it keeps like that kind of mushy bread feeling going on. Super good.
I've been sort of frantically trying to get a couple recipes prepped for tomorrow. I'm going to be on Noted talking about figs. So watch Noted tomorrow and listen to people talk about figs.
Figs. I love figs. There's only like one good fig though.
There's one good fig for mixing with tobacco. Actually 2, because I can't really tell the difference between sweet fig and normal fig from Flavora.
I don't think there's a big difference if there is one at all.
I think one of them causes you to lose against ID10T.
And the other causes you to win. And I use the one that caused me to win. So, actually, I'm trying to work on that recipe. I've been trying to figure out like just one tobacco to kind of pair it off against. I think I settled on just Native by Favora. I don't know. I didn't really want to make it all that complicated. I
tried it with Kentucky before, and it went pretty okay. They're kind of similar, so I think that would, I could see Native working out better probably because it's spicier.
So I'll probably just drop like the apple pop off of that and then throw in 2% Native tobacco and call it like anti-gravity because that's a fancy name for a recipe. So
right, there you go. I like it. I've been really bad about naming my recipes. Like I sent out a bunch of like tester recipes for clients, and I just put numbers on them because they don't want fucking titles or branding, right? They just want the recipes. So I put numbers on it.
I think tomorrow I'm going to be, I had worked for a while on it was theoretically supposed to be a tobacco spice cookie. And instead it kind of turned into a really weird tobacco spiced fruitcake. So I think I'll be releasing that tomorrow for the Fig Show too. So I gave that another fucking mix and still tastes like a fruitcake. So I'm happy with it. So I'm releasing a fruitcake recipe tomorrow.
Right on. I do have some new stuff to release soon. I think this bread pudding is ready, pretty much. It's super, super simple. So I'll release it, I don't know, later tonight or tomorrow or something.
What are you using? Are you using all the flavors or ELR?
Me? I almost always just release on both.
Yeah,
because there's two different like user bases, and they're pretty different. Like some people use both, but not very many. And ELR is more like a shotgun approach. You're putting it out there to way more people, but you're not going to hit everything. But ATF is a little more curated, and I think I get more quality feedback, and I get more useful feedback from all the flavors. And all the cool ones use it, So I'm sure I could get Shindo to like talk about my nipples on my reviews or something if I put something on there. So,
well, I'd like to think that I'm one of the cool kids. Cool is kind of my thing. I just stick to ATF because honestly, I don't actually really make too many recipes that many people are interested in. And I just want to pick one platform. I'm gonna pick ATF.
Really, I just put it because ELR. I really like all the flavors, but ELR is more convenient in some ways. Like if I'm going to revisit something and edit it, it's faster on ELR for me. And it's easier for me to collate my recipes on one screen. Like I can see like 50 recipes on one screen instead of 5 or 10.
If I still have to like bullshit around and like make an 8% single flavor mix, ELR is the site that I bring up just because you don't have to like save out the recipe and they're like right off the bat calculator things super quick.
Yeah, it's super duper fast. So like, especially when I'm working on development, like I use ELR and I just leave it as private, but just because it's so much faster, because I can just type it out and I don't even give a fuck if it's accurately spelled or whatever, because it's not something that people are going to see, and I don't have to take all that time to make sure. Like I can just power through it, and I can get like 5 or 10 recipes done in the same time that I could do 1 or 2 on ATF. I think ELR is the better tool for development. But
I just want people to think I'm cool. So like I'll just use the one that you have to pay for because it means I'm cooler.
Well, like I said, like ELR is like the slush fund, right? Like I just put everything in there, and then sometimes I let stuff out to release it, and then like when I have stuff that I really like, then it goes to ATF. If I vape a 30 mil of it and it's pretty good, it'll go on ELR. But if it's something that I know I'll be making again and again, like, or I think is worthy of more attention, then I put it up on ATF because I want to get more feedback from it. Because I know on ELR I'm not going to get any constructive feedback.
Plus gold borders, man, and credits. Who doesn't like a credit system?
Yeah, I know. Like for whatever reason, the first 6 months I didn't get like hardly anything, and now I have like an abundance that I don't know what to do with. So what do I do?
Yeah, they're pretty useless. I think originally you were going to need to have credits to actually post recipes, but people freaked out about that. But yeah, I'm sitting on like a near fortune in ELR credits at this point, and I really want them to have some sort of monetary exchange value.
Right? Can I like trade them in for unicorn bottles or something? I always need those.
for 0.0000001 Bitcoin. I mean, whatever.
Right. That's like $50, right? I don't know.
Whatever monopoly money's worth right now.
Right. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, geez, Lars has got to be Bitcoin rich when he switched to crypto first. He's got all.
He started taking Bitcoin like a year ago.
Yeah. So
when it was still only like $300 a piece.
He's gonna retire. ELR will never be updated.
Yeah, because he started when Bitcoin was like $380 or something, $300 last year. Now it's like stupidly high.
I remember when you could only use Bitcoin to buy drugs on the internet. I mean, that's some nostalgia.
Well, I mean, that's still
Oh,
its primary purpose, isn't it? Now you just buy a lot more.
Yeah. There's a better exchange rate for drugs.
Well, that's what everybody needs, anyways, right? That's why we're all here, isn't it? That's not why you guys are here.
Just for chat and support our raging drug habits, I guess.
Right? Yeah, don't do that. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's gonna be happy hour right after the show, so I mean, if you guys want to buy me a beer, that's cool. But oh man, what a week, man! I had a super busy week, and I had a bunch of recipes that I wanted to work on to have ready to release this weekend because I haven't released anything in like a month. And then adulting happened, and I didn't get anything done. So that's pretty much it. Like, I got slammed this week. Okay, I ended up working like 45 hours in like the first 3 days of the week. And then Thanksgiving.
Can I just say, like, screw trying to make pie from scratch. I don't know how people make pie that doesn't suck.
Real pies?
Yeah.
Do you want some recipes, dude? My girlfriend's a baker.
I might need some actual recipes because I was happy with the way everything turned out except for that damn pie. Although I did use some holy vanilla to flavor the whipped cream for the pie, which it turned out to be a horrible idea because it's not the right vanilla for it. But I basically got an entire bowl of Lucky Charms marshmallow flavored whipped cream, which was bizarre and kind of awesome.
That's interesting. I use all my flavors that are bad for vaping for cooking. That's what I do.
Well, there was a Thanksgiving when I thought I'd try the blender for the whipped cream, and it like it blew the top off and like went on my nose, and then like for like the next week it was like rotting cream smell. Just that was awful. Don't use a blender for making whipped cream, folks. That was years ago, but it still sticks with me. Do you see new Nicotine's got their first in, first out thing, so shipping time should be better there.
So they're actually starting to produce ahead?
Yeah, it looked like just their 100 milligram regular nicotine.
Well, that's what they order the most of. If they would ship faster, I would probably. Well, I mean, I still like Vapors Tech over them, but
then their Nic salts, they got that too. So I bought a bottle of the Smooth.
Dude, it's life changing for me. Like, I get so much more flavor out of my juices, and I still just use 3 milligrams. I'm equally satisfied. Some people like it because you can like jack it up to like fucking 30 or 40 milligrams and put it in a mouth to lung and like get a quicker Nic fix. But I like it just the way I normally vape. And I get it like an equivalent fix, but it's smoother and I get better flavor. It's like vaping like 0 nicotine or like 1.5 as far as like the throw hit difference.
Did you get Smooth or the Signature Smooth? Yeah, that's what Apex Fied was saying. That's his favorite. And I tried to order on Nicotine River, but either I couldn't figure it out. So either it was my fault or the site set up. But
did you try it on the mobile? Because their mobile is super fucking confusing.
No, I tried it on the webpage because I was like, oh, all right, my girlfriend will like this because the hit will be better. Because she's she's even like vaping on a a 10 milligram mango melt along. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect. And then, you know, I'll come to the dark side and buy a bottle. And then it told me they wouldn't ship to Florida. And I was like, fuck
Nico said they wouldn't ship to Florida?
Yeah, and it could have been in the setting, but just it wasn't intuitive for me to do it. So
I hope more producers start picking up Nick salts. Because I mean, if Nick River has it, that means that Nick Select has it. So unless Nicotine River got an exclusive deal with Nick Select for Nick salts, that means that they should be more widely available.
Yeah, we'll try to get it at Wizard Labs.
Yeah, well, that's like right down the street from you, right?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. That'd be in state.
Yeah.
I still like Vapor Stick better. I don't know where they're out of. It's on the East Coast somewhere, but I think they're actually down your way. Let me look.
Vapor Stick. I never ordered from them.
I thought they were in like Oklahoma or something. I don't know why I thought they were in Oklahoma.
Way back in the day, they were Bull City Flavors used to carry them when they carried nicotine, and it was incredible. Where is their website? Is really I love Vapor Stick, but so their website is just like it's like
their website's a disaster because each time you select a flavor, you have to go all the way back, and they have like 12 menu options. And
yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, you're right. You're right. They're in Oklahoma.
They're right there next to Heartland, which you know is not good.
My first order was from Heartland. I can't say it was the best experience ever, but it wasn't terrible either. I made some questionable choices as a newbie, you know, but that's all right. The nicotine was horrible.
4 ounces capsicum.
Yeah, the nicotine was bad, which is weird because I think they use Nick Select too, so it's got to be like a storage thing.
It's in a barn in Oklahoma.
Just right out next to the chickens and the cows.
Well, I mean, if it's not in like a climate-controlled like warehouse or something, like they're in Oklahoma, it gets fucking hot there in the summer. What is all this?
Yeah, I got lucky. I found, I guess it was Bot Boy who said it, but like I found that nicotine article in Reddit before I ordered nicotine the first time.
Oh, Bot Boys.
Or no, it was Ab Data.
AB Data. Oh.
And he was like Carolina extract is life. So I just ordered from there right off the bat. So I didn't.
Yeah, people started right after. It wasn't long after I started mixing that people started like praising the Carolina gods, the first time around. And AB Data did that article and then set up and got the discount code or whatever. But I'd already bought like nicotine twice since then. So
that's good. It's good stuff. Because I used to get vape shop bottles, and like 1 out of 5 would have the pepper Nick in it, and it was something I could notice. Like I could pick up on the pepperiness of it, and I was like, yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I like Carolina extract, but the reality is I go through Nick fast enough that it's like cost prohibitive for me to use Carolina extract.
Right.
Yeah, somebody was asking about that on Reddit, like what's the smoothest Nick, and I'll go ahead and go to bat for Carolina. I mean,
no, yeah, it's absolutely the best. If I ever had to like pick a very best nicotine, Carolina would always be it.
But like if you're using your nicotine relatively fast, honestly, you probably aren't going to notice it, you know.
I like the Nick salts, like they work really well. I use Vapors Tech for like half my stuff, but I use Nick salts most of the time, like for my personal stuff.
Have you? Okay, so mixing with Nick salts, I've been trying to do that because I ordered a 250 milliliter bottle of Nick salts from Nick River, and my first experience with Nick salts from New Nicotine did not go well. I got the smooth stuff. It was definitely not smooth. The stuff from Nick River actually seems a little bit better as far as that goes. But like, do you notice it adds like a weird tanginess to your juices?
I don't get any perceptible change in flavor, really. No, I think what the difference is because nicotine alters the way we perceive our flavorings to some degree. Are you getting that sourish feeling from like everything you mix with it?
Yeah, yeah, and it's weird because I almost like it's probably just a placebo effect, but I know that they use like benzoic acid or whatever with that, and it honestly feels like some of the extra stuff and super sweet beyond just the sucralose. Like it has that kind of like weird dry tanginess to me.
Yeah, Jen says that some people pick up a bit of a tanginess or an acidity from benzoic acid. I don't personally perceive it. I don't get it though. It's literally for me. It's like vaping like 0 milligrams. Like it's like not if I mix it at 3 or up to 6, between 3 and 6 milligrams, even in an RDA at like 35 to 45 watts, I don't notice a big difference. Like,
oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I will say like I've made a couple batches and cranked up to like 18 milligrams for some mouth to lung stuff, and it works a lot better up there for me. But yeah, like trying to use it at like 1.5 or like 3 milligrams, like I notice a little bit of weird tanginess. It's odd.
Yeah, I don't get that, but I have heard that people do. Some people do. I think that for the money, Nicotine River's Nick's salts are a better value.
Yeah, I got, what did I get? I think it was on sale 30% off with new Nicotine this weekend. It was like my one Black Friday. They caught me on that one because I was like, oh, all right, it's going to ship in 48 hours and it's 30% off or whatever. And that was enough to get me to pull the trigger.
Because for 250 mil of 100 milligram salt, it's only $25 right now.
Yeah, so it was 17 when I bought it on Friday. So that was good.
That's just regular price, no sale codes or anything. And 500 mil is only $45. It's not a bad deal. I mean, when you look at, let me look at just regular nicotine.
Yeah.
That cat's coming after you, man. You better duck right now.
They're talking to each other right now. One's right underneath me right here, and the other one's over there. The bigger one. He's like, "You're in my spot, bitch. Get out the way." It's only $5 more than regular nicotine. Their regular Mixlife. That's it's not a bad deal. I still like regular nicotine sometimes because I like to have that little bit of extra throat hit, especially for tobaccos. I don't like nic salts in tobaccos for whatever reason. Like I want a little bit more rough edge to my tobaccos, especially if I'm using a lot of Flavora tobaccos because they're almost too smooth, you know. So
my favorite new mouth to lung recipe. Oh, I was going to say my favorite new mouth to lung recipe is just 5% Flavora root beer and then 18 milligrams of nic salts. That's been getting me through Thanksgiving pretty well.
Dude, I normally don't like to like do the hype flavor thing. That fucking root beer, dude, is addictive. Somebody on Facebook the other day said that Flavora root beer was just the same thing as Flavor West root beer, and I had to hold myself back because Flavor West root beer is not a bad root beer, but it is not Flavora root beer.
Yeah, I mean, Flavor West root beer doesn't get enough love. I really like the spices in Flavor West root beer. Like it's nice and spicy, but yeah, it's definitely nowhere close to the same thing.
Shindo asked what the largest bottle of Oba Oba I've ever purchased was, and I did purchase it an 8-ounce bottle once.
Well, I saw on Reddit that Bot Boy is selling off all of his concentrates.
There was no Oba Oba in it, so I didn't buy anything.
But there is 500 milliliters of Vienna cream. So if you need a half gallon of slightly used Vienna cream,
that would take me like
a fucking Reddit.
A decade to use.
2 years more.
It's taking me like a year to use 15 mils. Like,
that's how you know they're out of the game for sure, is when they sell the flavors.
ADVs or juice that we always come back to. I don't know. Sakura Sweets, I guess, is probably the one I come back to the most. But really not really. I guess like they're all, I have like 20 juices in my regular rotation, but like I get bored and I have like 1,500 flavors or something ridiculous. So like why just make the same thing over and over if I have like literally all the options on the planet? You know what I mean? What about you guys?
Sugar cookie fluff for me, like just because I had bought like four or five of the one shots because it was like the first US one shot. So I bought a bunch to like put on the shelf and then I used them all. So I ended up making probably 300 or 400 mils of that over like 2 months because it just was like good to go, easy to vape. And then probably, I mean, I can usually tell by how quick I go through a bottle of something. So like the vanilla bean licks pretty fast. So I usually just go like a 6% and then like a 3% something else for like a quick shake and vape. So that's the ice cream I've been using the past month the most. Like I ordered a second bottle and it's kind of like my go-to for like a quick recipe is just a little bit of that and a little flavor and good to go.
So I caught your review of the peppermint, white chocolate peppermint, Rick.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. And the way that I found to add more body is I just do like 10 and 6 or 10% of the white chocolate peppermint and 5 or 6% of the vanilla mint. Because that vanilla mint like fills in all that missing depth, but the vanilla mint doesn't have all the sweet top notes.
Yeah, I liked the white chocolate peppermint. It was just, I think part of it was that it got included in that awesome box, and there were a lot of recipes that got put out for it like really quickly. But yeah. This is the first time I'd actually tried it, and I was like, well, there's definitely peppermint and there's definitely white chocolate. I just didn't get how the combination of the white chocolate there and the peppermint there was like markedly more interesting than just combining white chocolate and peppermint by itself, you know. But I tend to think like that, and I think that's part of my issue and part of the interest going back and doing some of the liquid barn stuff is because I tend to be like a really structural mixer. Like if I need 2 separate flavors, my first impulse is to grab my favorite kind of this flavor, my favorite kind of that flavor, instead of like looking for the one shot that actually combines them. So it's been a learning experience, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of their strongest offerings. Their blue raspberry, their white chocolate peppermint, vanilla mint, and I don't know, Baker's Touch is kind of interesting, but I haven't really fucked with it too much.
Baker's Touch reminds me of spicy yellow cake, and it's not a bad thing. I just don't know where the hell you'd actually use it.
Yeah, because it's kind of vague, you know? Like it does, there's like some kind of faint bready bakery tones and some spices in there. So I mean, it's weird and it's interesting. I just got a whole huge batch of Vape Train Australia's concentrates. They had a bunch of, I got a little crazy and I was talking with their owner. So I asked about all their weirdest stuff. So I didn't order anything that would be like typically popular. So no strawberries or, you know, fucking cake or custard or whatever. Like I got all their booze flavors. I got all their florals. They have a really wide selection of florals. Off the hand test, I just did some hand tests and some simple water tests because I just got them in last night. And everything was promising. Nothing was outright offensive. And I think their Rose might be the new replacement for Adder of Rose.
Oh, really?
Just off the hand, right? Like off the hand, they're similar. FA Rose has that really green pungent note that can be kind of hard to work with. And this is much smoother and a little much mellower. It's a little muskier though. Like, you guys ever familiar with musk candy? Have you ever had musk candy? They're like a version of Lifesavers that are like kind of perfumey tasting.
Yeah, they're definitely interesting.
Yeah, so it's got that kind of like muskiness, like TPA's musk candy. So I got a bunch of them. I'm really excited about them. They're really good. I'm almost done tasting all the Wonder flavors that Frank sent me, and I'm gonna start in on those Vape Train ones. So I'm pretty stoked about those. You got a lot of super cool stuff.
The ones to make the ones to make Chris's recipe, the honeycomb, red apple.
Oh,
you put out a honey and apple milkshake today, yeah.
Oh, from Vape Train. No, I don't, because I didn't get their apple, and I didn't get their honeycomb. like as soon as they had osmanthus, which is a floral flavor, and as soon as I saw that, like I honed in on all the weirdest shit, and I just ignored everything else. Not gonna lie, I was greedy. It's all for me, all of it. Do we freeze? No, or are you guys just staring into space?
Staring into space.
All right.
Yeah, I was just fucking chatting. I was gonna write that my all-day vape flavor that I just turned my brain off with is just straight menthol.
That's so boring.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Sometimes
you're right.
Sometimes I want boring, and I just want a lot of nicotine, and I want boring. Menthol works for me that way.
I do vape a lot of eucalyptus with mint. Enough that I've gone through 45 mils of it this year. So, yeah, I vape a lot of that stuff, like a shitload of it every day.
See, sometimes you just need a vape that keeps you from strangling everybody around you, and I find that relatively high nicotine and some cool menthol just keeps my head nice and level. It's the best use for nicotine.
It's the rage vape, right? When you're frustrated and you just want to like burn down your neighbor's house out of spite, and then you just vape some eucalyptus and everything's good again, right? It's like if I smoked weed, it would be my weed, but I don't. So eucalyptus with mint is the go-to, right? It's my weed. Right.
So a Pexified asked about dandelion burdock. I would all day vape dandelion burdock,
but I'm so terrified of running out, and I have to get it all the way from Chef's.
Well, and that the Yummy Range dandelion burdock isn't the exact same thing. It has some of the same notes to it, but it's like distinctly less charming for some reason. So I don't know. I still miss the Decadent Vapor stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
I got a bottle. I got a full bottle of that.
I'll be over in 20 minutes.
Christmas presents.
No, I still have, because I bought one when they still had it. I bought up like 3 or 4 of their 10 mils. So I still have some, but I just whenever I think about vaping it, I'm like, but what if I run out? So then I don't vape it, right? Like I get paranoid, right? Like
I'm down to about 5 milliliters of the original recipe, and I just got to bite the bullet because it's going to lose potency at some point.
Yeah, you might as well just vape it up now, buddy.
Just screw it. Embrace life.
Yeah.
So I
got one bottle stashed away in the freezer with my Boba's Bounty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Original Boba's Bounty bottle.
OG, right?
It's taking offers. We have
nope.
Looks like brand new release, folks, is the EJM fruit pack and dessert pack, which is our 10 one-shots from Wizard Labs broke into 2 different packs. So I dropped the link. So if you guys want to try them, they're little 10 ml bottles. They'll make, depending on what do you think they'll make each bottle?
Well, 16% is mine, and it's the highest. So at 10 mils, that makes what? Like 100 mil or something like that, close to it.
Yeah, so 80 to 100 mils or more.
Yeah, but I mean, still total that's 50 mils of e-juice, or of one shots of concentrates for $12.99.
Plus you get 5 recipes, so that's fun.
5 separate recipes. Jen's is low; it's like 5%. Chiba's is like 3%, right? So it'll make a shitload.
Yeah.
Right, so
a lot of them clock in around like the 10 to 12% range too.
Yeah, we have a pretty wide range. I think 3% being the lowest, and mine being the highest at 16%. It'll vary.
Yeah, I did 6. I think I did 11% for the bloom. That's good.
Yeah, I think I
was
was
a good recipe.
6 or 7% or something.
Yeah, I think all those recipes turned out really good. Like everybody put up some really good products.
Yeah, no, they're good. I'm super stoked. I think it's cool that they're offering the packs, just so people can come in and try a bunch of them for less expensive. My cat keeps minimizing itself. What does dandelion and burdock taste like? It tastes like root beer and sex at the same time.
Herbal root beer sex.
Yeah, so it's like a I don't know how to describe it exactly. It's like all the herbal points of root beer, like, but without the other stuff, like without all the caramel and vanilla and all that other stuff that you get in a soda. So it's mostly the herbal, like, and sweet, and it's kind of candy-ish, but I don't know, it's good.
Yeah, if you like licorice, that's your type of thing right there. Black licorice.
It's way brighter than root beer too, so it's more like, I guess, sarsaparilla, kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say sarsaparilla.
I don't know, Rick. How do you describe that?
No, I think you're pretty dead on. I don't know. I've called it just like, yeah, basically like a sort of slightly green herbal root beer spice.
Yeah, it's really more just like the spice and the herbs.
Because that dandelion adds like a little bit of like this green astringency to all those like root beer spice notes. Yeah. It's definitely refreshing. I don't know. It's one of my favorite things I've ever vaped, and it doesn't exist anymore. So I have no reason to live.
Yummy Range still has it. It's not the same, but excuse me, it does scratch the itch. I enjoyed it. I was pretty surprised. I think I could have gone. I think I mixed it like 6 or 7%. I was kind of disappointed because like after like 5 days, it faded a lot. Did you get that?
Yeah, I think I had it up at about 10%, but yeah, it did seem to fade a little bit on me. I mean, it's definitely not bad. It just wasn't like as life-changing as the Decadent Vapes version.
Right, I agree.
Oh, but I'm glad you got a chance to try that. Yeah, because that would have been like the good pipeline for the dandelion and burdock hookup, especially if it was the same stuff.
I think I have some ideas on how to dress it up to get it closer to the Decadent Vapors version, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Shout out to Adam. I'm not even going to try to say your last name. Thanks for buying the sample packs there.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'd mango that, but thank you. I'm super stoked to hear your thoughts about it. Make sure to leave us a note or review on what you like or what you didn't like. Just because we're really interested. We haven't had much community feedback on the recipes yet, so it's all pretty new. I mean, they've only been out for, has it been a whole month yet? I don't think so. Maybe just 1 month just now. I can't remember.
Well, probably less than a month, yeah.
It's been about a month, but we haven't heard a lot back from the community. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 positive reviews for Oakheart, but I haven't seen that much input from the rest of the community. So please do feel free to drop us a note either here on YouTube, on any of our Facebooks or the Facebook groups, or on the Wizard Labs website. Even I check for reviews probably once a week or so. So yeah, we're excited to hear how you guys like it. Rick doesn't give a shit.
Coppola and I are releasing 4 Christmas one-shots.
5
with chefs. So those are coming out for all you guys international. Like we get that sometimes buying from the U.S.
How does it affect
the shipping costs a lot.
I get a wrench. There you go.
You get what?
Apex Fight has a wrench. Shut up. Apex Fight is still available on Decadent Vapors site. I just checked like a month ago and it wasn't there. Did they get it back?
They're selling the old stuff.
Some vapes right now, those recipes are exclusive to Wizard Labs as part of a deal we have with them. So those particular recipes won't be available in the UK unless you want to order through Wizard Labs.
But our chefs' flavors are exclusive to chefs. So
yes. And there will be 5 new ones that I think you'll be excited about.
Yeah, give those a try. So that's each, depending on your country, you get different fun recipes that are kind of exclusive to your area. So, but a lot of the global chefs seems to be the best place to order if you're, in the other continents.
We have to buy them at 500 mils. You want to go Hassius on me with this?
Yeah, if you you can get a wholesale account and you want to buy 500 mils, I'm down.
All right, dude, I'm gonna do
it. He'll be back after he submits his credit card because he's not gonna. he's not gonna wait.
That's like seriously awesome. Yeah, there's exclusive recipes on e-cig too. So the thing is, right, guys, like each company that's doing our one shots, like they want to have something that's for them. You know, like that's their product to sell, and they don't want to have to compete with other vendors to sell the same one shot. In a lot of cases, so this works better for us and for them to get things out there for everyone. So it gets complicated because then when you're like basically competing against yourself, trying to sell one shots from different vendors. So it works better for us and for the other vendors if we just develop for each vendor separately. I think it's a better deal all around, and it gives us something to do too, right? Like instead of just selling the same one shots everywhere. I think it adds a little more variety to the market and keeps things a little more fresh and interesting. At Chefs, we actually have a rotating stock option. So usually once a line sells out a few times and we kind of gauge how popular they are, we decide whether or not we're going to keep them, and then we release new ones to replace them every 6 months or every season or so, right? That's how we've done it with Chefs so far. So this is our third set of releases with Chefs. There's still some of our original line are on there, but we dropped the ones that obviously weren't popular. And then from the summer line, Thursday. I hadn't actually heard Chris Drake says the new EGM one shots are going live on Thursday. I didn't get a chance to watch Lewis's stream. I know he was going to announce it today, but I didn't get a chance to watch it because it's 4 a.m. my time to watch it there, and I was just going to bed. Hello, Chris. Glad you're hanging out. I know you're busy tonight, so I appreciate you shopping by. Oh, did you like him, Dan?
Shout to Dan.
I appreciate your support trying it on one shots. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool when you sell it. So it's different than just releasing a recipe, because when you release a recipe, like people make it, but like will they put $1 behind it? So when you're selling and you're able to like see the sales reports, you kind of get a better idea what the area likes. So like you can tell what they like, what they don't like. And it helps you like when you do new mixes, you can kind of tailor your mixing for them. The other thing is there's different vendors. So, when you start mixing in the UK, there's some ranges that are harder for them to get. So you have to kind of tailor your mix to use things that are not so difficult to get. So it's something you may not think about when you're making your own recipes, but when you start doing commercial stuff, availability of flavors and then the price of flavors both play another part to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole different ballgame. Plus, like when you're looking at, one shots kind of applying to a broader base of mixers, right? Like a lot of people that buy one shots just want to like squirt it in the bottle, fill it up with VG, and go. They don't want to fuck around with all that stuff. Right now, flavor shots are not covered by FDA regs at all because they're just a flavoring. So they haven't released any information to imply that they will in the future regulate one shots, but that does not mean they never will. Right now, that's all up in the air, but there's nothing currently on the table to say that the FDA regs are an issue for one shots, which is why we focused on one shots in the United States, because it's a more reasonable choice and a lot less risk, because I don't want to pay $100,000 to a PMTA to release one juice.
Well, we don't actually advocate vaping these. You're just supposed to add them to your yogurt. So,
yeah. or your box cake mix.
Soap, and your box, and your soap making, and your candle making.
Oh, and you can put them in candy making too, right? Yeah, you can make like little hard candies.
Like who doesn't want some oat custard flavored hard candies?
I use hard candies all the time.
It's like sucking on a milky tree. It's awesome.
Tatanka lollipops.
Absolutely.
Good. Right. Don't use it as lube. Don't ask me why, but it's not good. I don't know where it came up, but on Reddit somebody mentioned that the vegetable glycerin is used in suppository laxatives. So I'm just saying, if you put it up there, lots more, you're gonna get a lot more back than you put in. Fair warning. That's our crass bit of information for the day.
Featured comment of the day.
So external use only on the concentrates, please.
Yes, external use only. All glycerins can act the same, so theoretically, propylene glycol could do the same. I never tested this to find out, but if one of you want to, if Shindo will volunteer, I'm sure.
Shindo's our official internal tester of all.
There's less risk for Shindo because there will be no one around to see it. Right? Edibles, though. Edibles are good. Go for edibles, right?
Yeah, edible underwear.
Those like fruit roll up brown underwear. You know the edible ones? There you go.
Because it's better if your underwear tastes like milky oak.
Yeah. Bourbon. I'm just putting a bit of bourbon in everything, right? As long as it's bourbon flavored, I'm good to go. Good Lord, Shindo. I'm not going to repeat that on the air. I love you, but I don't have words for that.
Somewhere along the line.
This is going to be like an awkward point in the show where we are all just like, there's always the one person that sees the line and absolutely has to cross it, right? Like,
oh, the chat dies with the live stream. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
There'll be no trace evidence.
From the chat, somebody says they wish they could make their own Mio. Those are those water flavorings, right? There's like nothing stopping you, man. Just go ahead and throw some extra sucralose in there with some of your flavors and use maybe a little bit of propylene glycol to bulk it out a little bit. But I mean, that's pretty much what that's going to be.
Yeah, that's literally what Mio is, right? Like with some additives. They use like some xanthan gum and some other weird shit, but like our flavorings are literally Mio. Like that's basically they're almost exactly the same idea.
But don't vape Mio, please.
Yeah, don't vape Mio. That's bad. That's bad. But in reverse, you can use our flavorings. You can use our flavorings in Mio. I've done it, but I do it all the time. I add stuff to like club sodas or whatever.
Or like one drop, right? You don't want to be going.
It's 1 to 10 drops per 6 ounces. So Jen's got it out there already before me, but yeah. Give or take 1 to 10 drops, for a can of soda. That's usually, and it's different. I usually do club soda or like just like a really like the Shasta version of 7-Up, whatever that is, their lemon lime soda, because it's really easy to dress up with a ton of stuff.
Let's go to our Shasta expert, Rick. What's the flavor of the lemon lime soda, Shasta, Rick?
It's like flat 7-Up. That's what it tastes like to me.
Yeah, pretty much any Shasta flavor is like flat name brand soda, except for their club soda. Their club soda has a nice violent carbonation. It is the most carbonated club soda on the market, and that's why I love it. And that's why everybody should drink Shasta club soda. The choice of vapors everywhere.
You missed your product shot,
dude. I leftovers from Thanksgiving. So
look, how do you drink that?
I went bougie with it, man. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I tried it, and like it was so bitter and just violent. I didn't like it at all.
They have a couple really interesting flavors. Actually, they have a peach pear I think it's peach pear. Anyway, it has like some white gummy bear kind of taste to it. It reminds me a lot of candy pineapple. I don't know. Their grapefruit isn't bad. I kind of like the tangerine too. Their cran raspberry can go.
You see his camera freeze right there just now? That was the best camera freeze ever. Your camera froze and you were like this.
I'm just going to stay like this from now on. I don't know. Just buy fucking unflavored club soda. You're surrounded by flavorings. You can fix it.
Yeah, man, it's chill. That's what I do it all the time. Oh, man, we're getting Do you really want to get? You don't have a flavorless yogurt, Shindo? Go home, get offline, and go get yourself some flavorless yogurt. And you can't come back until you have it. You're fired.
Why do people want to vape yogurt? Like, this is still the essential question in my mind.
Well, I don't think the flavorless yogurt is actually very authentic yogurt, but it is a really good non-dairy neutral cream. So there's that. It doesn't taste like yogurt to me at all, but it is really good.
Yeah, the yogurt section at the supermarket is big. Like, there's a lot of secret yogurt fans because it's like, consider how long the yogurt section is. It's bigger than the cheese section. People are secret yogurt fans. See, Shindo loves it.
Yeah, but I just don't want it heated and like shoved down my throat. Like, it's not a flavor that takes heat well in general.
Hot yogurt. That's the thing, is a lot of these, like, so like, I like, you guys are gonna hate me, but like the root beer straight, I couldn't vape it as much as I thought I would want to.
Get out.
And yeah, exactly. You've been removed from the chat, from this hangout. But like,
is that a thing? I can't do it.
I bet with ice cream. There's some flavors that you think will be good vaping and they don't work at all.
I can't.
You know, we're like, well, I can't.
Or I can just like mute people at random. Like, I can just be like, no, nope.
You've been muted. It's like that sports show where they mute you.
And you can hide people too, like that. Like, I just hit Adam now and he's gone. And you can't see him or hear him. Right? There we go. And then we'll let him back. There we go. You have to unmute yourself though.
Couples power trip in here, folks.
Wait, now it won't let me unmute you though.
I got it.
There we go. All right.
Hot Spoiled Tang, the new recipe from Concrete River. That's a great name.
So my mom, we were super poor. My mom used to make hot tang. She would make hot orange juice or whatever. Like, it was weird.
Like tea.
Tea, yeah, exactly. But it was like
hot tang.
And we were sick. Yeah. She's like, "Drink your tang," and I'm like, just throw up.
Yeah, throw up.
You could totally make a hot tang flavor. I would straight up start with Flavor Express Mandarin. Is like dead on to tang. I mean, granted, the recipe's gonna like fade to shit in 3 days, but
really?
Those 3 days, it would definitely be hot tang.
I was gonna pick that up the last time I was ordering an e-cig, but then I just decided not to.
It's like dead on to tang, absolutely dead on to tang. I have some major flavor fading issues with the super concentrated fruits, but it's spot on to tang.
I just ordered a bunch of super concentrates from Bull City, so the SC stuff. I'm pretty stoked about that. I had to take advantage of that Black Friday goodness.
Yeah, I think I'm just too dumb to use super concentrates, right? Because honestly, they've never worked the right way for me, and I just kind of lose interest.
Well, everybody talked about that Blackberry being like better than Capella's, so I have to try it. I don't know, I heard like 5 or 6 different people mention that it was better than Capella's Blackberry, which I have a hard time believing because Capella's Blackberry is actually pretty rock solid. But I'm gonna check it out, see what it says, see what it do.
You want to steep yogurt forever, like 3 weeks before it tastes proper.
And if it's flavor art yogurt, just steep it, just forget about it. Just lose it for a year and then come back to it, and it'll be all right.
Hey, we've been informed it only takes a 3-month steep before it tastes like something other than straight vomit. So that
was you. You were the informer.
No, I was at 6 months, and then somebody, I think it was
Breck. Fear said it.
Fear. There you go. Fear. Yeah, 3 months apparently is enough time. I don't know.
3 months is enough time.
I don't have that kind of attention span for a mix.
No, and I had a bottle of Flavor Art yogurt and I opened it in my mixing area one time, and it was disastrous. I spilled like 3 drops on my desk, and it was nearly as bad as the Flavor Art condensed milk accident. Condensed milk was
thought it'd be ballsy. I thought it'd be ballsy and like vape the the Greek yogurt Flavora after like a day.
I don't mind it after a day. It's not that bad. It depends. I mean, depending on how much you use. I've seen people use it like 3 or 4% and vape that shit fresh, and I'm like, ugh.
Tastes like blue cheese.
Yeah, but after a day or two, like it mellows down a whole lot faster than the other ones.
See, and I actually enjoy blue cheese. I just don't want it hot and thrown at the back of my throat.
Right. Phrasing, Rick.
How do you really feel about things thrown at the back of your throat?
I mean, it depends on what it is. I just would prefer them not to be rancid.
Okay.
In general.
So you prefer me to drink some pineapple juice before I come over?
I admire your implication. I think you're all talk, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's a long way to drive for not a lot of reward.
Just a way to get a girl's hopes up, man.
Complimentary mixes for drinks. I like to drink. I don't drink coffee really, but desserts go good with coffee usually. With tea, I could do like florals or citrus. Beers, I like heavy bakeries or tobaccos.
Tobacco and coffee actually works pretty well, but it kind of plays up the black coffee thing because you sort of have to like black coffee before you go for tobacco.
If you drink
coffee.
like basic bitch coffee, then I can't help you. But if you drink black coffee, I agree on the tobaccos.
Basic bitch coffee.
Like I don't know what else do you call it? Like the $7 fucking mocha frappuccino from Starbucks, like whatever. If you have to wear Uggs to match your coffee cup, then maybe I don't know what to tell you.
See, all you gotta do is vape that Liquid Bar and white chocolate peppermint with like your drip Folgers, and you're instantly in Starbucks. It's
like the same thing. It's like exactly the same thing.
You can also just add the flavors directly to your coffee. Apparently, Shindo's been adding Liquid Bar's pumpkin pie to coffee, and he can't fucking stop. So,
what a waste of pumpkin pie. I mean, not that I'm a big pumpkin pie fan myself, anyways, but yeah, I can't get behind all that. Like, black coffee or no coffee, like maybe like a shot of whiskey in it or something. I don't know.
I just want my coffee to hurt, man. Like if I'm gonna be drinking coffee, I want it bitter and I want it black.
Well, exactly. Like the whole purpose of coffee is to make me get up and do stuff. And the fastest way for me to get up and do something is to consume something that makes me hate everything. Right? Because then I just want to get it all over with because fuck it. I hate you.
It's even better if you still have some of the grounds left in there so you get that like last gritty taste and it just makes you want to punch a wall.
We don't even own a coffee pot, right? We just have a French press, but half the time I just don't want to take the time, so I just make hobo coffee like legit old school style, where I just take a fucking scoop of grounds and throw it in a pot of boiling water.
Yeah.
And then at the end you can take an ice cube. This is a cool trick. I learned it in the Army. You can take an ice cube and you swirl it around the top of the pot, and all the grounds sink all the way to the bottom of the pot.
Ooh, that's impressive.
And you can scoop the good stuff off the top.
Army trick. That's a good army trick.
That's it.
Yeah, my pot, like my coffee pot broke, and then for like a month I was drinking like six espresso shots as my cup of coffee because I'd make it in a pan and just pour coffee in there.
Mm.
That'll get you going.
My girlfriend makes nice cold brews and stuff like that, and she does her French press every night. But I usually just don't have patience, right? I just fucking boil the water and just throw a handful of shit in there, and then just do the ice cube thing at the end. And it's over. What the fuck? Yo, my cat just legit licked my toe, and it freaked me the fuck out. I'm sorry, guys.
Animals are seriously, anytime anything licks my feet, I'm out of there. It doesn't matter if it's an animal or a person, I'm just gone.
Yeah, no, it's not okay. It's not no. And she's got a freaky foot fetish too.
They're just getting thrown across the room.
Yeah, it's good. We didn't take it off Active Speaker though. I don't know why it's doing that.
But I'm not complaining though. I mean, that really is the way it should be. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, Koppel, but if somebody has to stare at somebody, I'd rather them stare at them.
Yeah, it's good, right? We're at the end of the show anyways, so if you guys got any last-minute questions, well, you'll have to wait till next Sunday. Thanks for coming, everybody. thank you so much for everybody that's subscribed and been here to watch us and hang out every time we come on every Sunday. It's a big deal to hit 1K subs, so I'm super stoked about it. So thank you very much. You all have a great remainder of your holiday weekend, and I'll see you all later. Cheers.